Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks very much for joining us again. I have got a very short video demonstration for you today that will show you how to make anchor points on Wix landing page. So the process for making anchor points on Wix will work on any page, and we'll use this one for argument's sake. We'll say that this is the landing page for our website, which typically looks like one. So to start the process, I would first, you can go about it anyway really, it doesn't make a huge load of difference, but I would first add the anchors to the page. So an anchor menu would be a menu that kind of floats down with the user, especially usable and convenient for mobile users that are scrolling down a very long site. And if you've got a page on your website that's particularly long and is housing a lot of information, then anchor points could be a very good idea. It kind of allows your site to be a lot more easily navigatable. So if you hit the Add Elements button in the top left hand corner here, and then you go to Menu and Anchor, that's the first option that you need to find. And then in the Anchor in-page navigation option here in the middle, you've got the option to add anchor or an in-page menu. So first we're going to hit, like I said, the anchors. So we'll just drag an anchor in, and once you've dragged that in, you can see that it appears in the project as a horizontal turquoise line here, and you can call that anchor 1. So being as that's lined up with our script, I'm going to call it script here. It's always highly advisable to name your anchors accordingly, because that's how they're going to appear in the menu when we add it. Okay, so don't negate to do that. And then if that anchor didn't appear in the right spot or whatever, it's got a PDF there, so I can only drag it above or below it. You can sort of position that anchor wherever you'd like. Okay, so I'll put it there, and then again back into the Add Elements menu and add another anchor. I'm going to do that one here on my welcome box, and I'm going to call that one welcome there. And then I'm going to add another one down here very quickly, and that will be called empower. And then the final one then down here, just to kind of give you an example of what it would look like then when it's up and fully functioning. And that will be, you can either call it bottom, because that's the bottom of the page, or I'm going to call it grow your vision. And of course, make sure that your anchors are positioned accordingly. You can see them as little tabs here on the right hand corner of the screen. So if you give it a single click to make sure you've got it, and then move it up and down like that, just click and drag it up and down the page. What you're doing there basically is setting where the user's screen will center on. So that line, when that anchor is clicked in the menu, the user's screen will center on that line there. So I'm going to go back up to the top, and then the final step then is to add element, back into menu and anchor, and then this time I'm going to add an in-page menu. So this will be the little floating menu that appears. I'm going to just go for this default one here on the left for that example. I'm going to place it on the right hand side of my screen so you can see it there. And as you can see now, we've got a bunch of anchors that have appeared. So you can see that all of these dots here denote an anchor. Just to give you an idea of what it looks like, I'll preview the website for you so you can see how it kind of functions. There it's loaded. And as I hover over those little dots on the right hand side, you can see now that the labels that I entered are now appearing. And when I click on one of them, for example that one, empower, we're there, back up to welcome, we're there, and then back up to the script, and we're there. Okay, so that menu, as you can see, when I'm kind of navigating up and down the page with the scroll wheel, doesn't stick to the background. So that kind of is like a floating menu that would allow the user, if they're right down the bottom of the page here, to select the top of the page anchor, and that would immediately navigate them to the top like that. Not as useful with the mouse and keyboard maybe, but more aimed at the mobile users, or especially if you've got a site with a very, very long sprawl of information like that. And that concludes our video tutorial. If you need professional one-on-one custom support from Wix experts, then click the link in the description below. Even if you need a complete rebuild or redesign of your site, the support team of Wix web developers is here to help you. If you find this video useful, then please make sure to like and subscribe for more website tutorials, as well as comment below if you have any video requests for future videos. Thanks.